Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 106 of the Best Day Ever Crafting Podcast. This podcast is about my making journey and celebrating with you all the reasons why crafting every day makes for the best day ever. My name is Trish, and I can be found on Instagram and Ravelry as Tie-Dye Diva. You can also find me on Instagram as the_fibertree, and that is where I post content about planning, journaling, and paper crafting. So if any of that interests you, then you may want to give me a follow over there as well. Well, welcome into today's episode. And if this is your first time here, an extra special welcome to you. I have lots of things to share with you today. I have one finished object in crochet. I have one new cast on, and then I'll just catch you up on a couple of projects you've already seen before. But before we do that, I am going to draw prizes for the Year of the Sweater Make-Along for the months of August and September. So the prize winner for the month of August is Margarita. Is her first name, and her Ravelry handle is Chocoholic MD. I'm down with all of those, margaritas and chocolate, so we're like instant besties. Anyway, Margarita knit a beautiful Jethro cardigan, and I'm going to insert a picture of her lovely cardigan right here. So Margarita, you are going to win this beautiful skein of Fig and Posy yarn. This is from my stash, and the color is Hot Kitty. It is on her Super DK base, which is a 100% merino, and it's 230 yards, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm also going to throw in this adorable little notions pouch. It's a little corduroy pouch that I would use for notions. So I will include this in with your prize. There are no pockets. It's just a basic little pouch, little zip pouch there, perfect for scissors, stitch markers, or whatever notions you need. And it's also got this cute little clip here that you can clip onto a larger project bag if you so desire. So again, this is your prize, Margarita, and congratulations on such a beautiful finished object. For the month of September, our winner is Sweet Plum Knits, and I didn't get the first name, but she knit a beautiful stripe hype sweater, which is a new to me pattern. I've never heard of that pattern before, and I will insert a picture of her sweater here. So congratulations, Sweet Plum Knits. You are going to also be winning something from my stash, and it is this sock set here. It's two 50-gram skeins of yarn from Farmer's Daughter. This is actually from the Sock Squad, and it is on it's the May 2024 Sock Squad. And it is on the Pentler sock base, which is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon blend. Each of the largest skeins is 231 yards. The mini is 20 grams, which is usually about 80 yards. So this is going to you, Sweet Plum Knits. So to both of our winners, you can reach out to me, preferably on Ravelry. Send me your full name and mailing address, and I will get these prizes out to you as soon as possible. It is hard to believe, but we only have 3 months left in the Year of the Sweater Make-Along that I'm hosting along with Rochelle of the Queen's Yarn Boutique podcast. So if you want information on that, head over to the Ravelry group. There will be a link in the show notes. Get all the details, look at all the beautiful finished objects and works in progress. And yeah, we've got 3 more prizes to draw for this year. So it's been a lot of fun. So congratulations again to our winners. And continue to post all of your works in progress and your finished object pictures in the Ravelry group. So let's move on in to the podcast. As I mentioned, I have one finished object to share with you, and it is something that I've been working on for over a year. And I just kept picking it up and putting it down, picking it up and putting it down. And I finally said, you know what? I'm just going to sit down and finish this. So the name of this pattern is the Granny Wrap, and it is by Anna Boo's House. And I crocheted mine in this acrylic yarn. It is an acrylic tweed. This yarn has since been discontinued. As I said, I started this about a year ago, and I'm going to try to show you a picture of this yarn so you can see. There you see all of the tweedy bits in there. And I'm going to stand up so because this thing is huge. Stand up so you can see the full size of this. And I still don't know if you're going to be able to see all of it. But here it is. This is my granny wrap. I'm going to wrap it around me so you can see how large this is. Look at that. Completely covers my shoulders, and the back is really, really long. So I decided to make one of these because one of my good friends who also knits and crochets made one, and she uses it in her craft room, especially in the winter when it's really, really chilly. And it's always so nice to have a really nice, comforting beverage in your knitting and something to wrap up in when it's really chilly outside. So she made one for her craft room. So I decided to make one as well. So this will stay in my craft room for the most part. Sometimes I will bring it out into the living room, which is honestly where I end up knitting the most. When I knit this, I decided to do some contrast neon colors, some little stripes in here. So this beautiful hot pink and orange, that's what you're seeing there. When I started this, I was really, really tight. And so because my stitches are so tight, you can see where it's kind of like bowing in to the center. So when I put it on, it's almost like I have a hood I can put over my head. Was not the intention, but it's not a deal breaker at all because it's so large, you can barely see it. Now, when I went to pick it up to bring it in here to show it to you, I realized that this edge here has started to come loose. This has all of the markings of Cashmere, my cat. I can easily see how he could have, if I had just one little piece of yarn hanging out of here, I can easily see how he could have started picking at this. So I'm going to have to try to figure out how to fix this. This looks like it could have been a cluster of double crochets. So maybe I can get those back on the hook and figure out a way to get it hooked back into this and then weave that end in. At least that's the plan. So I'm definitely still calling this a finished object. All of the ends are woven in, and I'm really looking forward to having this to wrap up in this winter. So again, this is the Granny Wrap by Anna Boo's House, and this yarn is a worsted weight, and I used a H hook to stitch this up with. So very, very pleased with that. When I finish podcasting and editing, I will fix that. I will attempt to fix that little tear there in the shawl. So let's move on to works in progress. So I cast on a new pair of socks since we last chatted. I have 2 other pairs of socks I probably should have been working on, but winter is calling, not winter, fall, autumn is calling. There is the Falling Leaves Sock Make-Along, which is being hosted by Earth Tones Girl. And there's also another fall Socktober. Socktober is also happening now. So I was definitely inspired to cast on an autumn themed sock. And so I've already decided to name this podcast The Prettiest Sock I Have Ever Made because I'm absolutely obsessed with this yarn and this sock. And here it is. How beautiful is this color? I think it is still very autumnal, even though it's not your traditional oranges and browns. I don't know. This just reminds me of apple picking. You can see the green specks coming, and I'm not sure if it's going to show up, but this yarn is highly sparkly. So this yarn is the Estrelita base, which is by Miss Babs. And the colorway, I believe, is Rose. Yes, Rose Square is the color. And it is on her Estrelita base. I picked this up from one of my local yarn shops, which is Fiber Space. And I believe this is this is the 2023 Fiber Space color. So every year, Miss Babs visits Fiber Space in Old Town Alexandria. And she does I believe she calls it a trunk show. But she brings in so many beautiful yarns. So Fiber Space opens up early, and they have coffee and refreshments, and you get to shop Miss Babs yarn all day. And I think it's about a 2 or 3 day event. So this is the colorway that she especially dyed up in 2023. She just recently had her event for 2024, but I wasn't able to attend because of work demand. But look how beautiful this color is. You can really see the sparkle when I hold the skein up. So the pattern that I'm knitting is my usual go-to for magic loop. It is the toe-up socks. Every time I get behind this camera, I can never remember the name. Hold on, maybe I wrote it down this time. Vanilla Socks on Magic Loop, which is a pattern by Kay Litton, also known as the Crazy Sock Lady. So sock number 1 is just about complete. The toe is done. As you can see, I knit this in a contrasting color, which is this beautiful, almost looks like an army green. The sun is kind of blowing it out. I'm like I'm in my living room sitting right in front of this big window. And so I apologize for the lighting. I probably look pretty blown out. So just bear with me. It's closer to this if you hold it away from the light. But it coordinates beautifully with the skein of yarn. And the mini is from Pigment and Ply, which is a yarn dyer in the UK who does absolutely beautiful work. So I was knitting on the go yesterday, and I had every intention of working on this sock while I was on the go, but I forgot to bring my notions pouch with me to be able to Kitchener the toe together. So what I ended up doing was taking out a couple of my stitch markers and holding on to my toe stitches with those so that I could cast on for sock number 2. So I was able to do that yesterday and made quite a bit of progress. So this is sock number 2. And then once sock number 2 is done, I will close up this toe, put in the afterthought heel, which will also be in this contrast color. So very excited about those. And that's hanging out in this cute little project bag by Quirky Frog. It's a very autumnal themed sock bag. So I will also briefly show you the progress I've made on my Tolsta tee. I won't spend a lot of time on this because I've showed this so many times, and to be quite honest, I thought it was going to be finished by now, but it's not. So I am at the point in it, however, where I'm ready to do the ribbing for the bottom. I'm going to try this on just to be sure, though, just to make sure I've got enough length. And then I will move on to the sleeves. It will be short sleeves. I really love the way these colors are showing up in the sun. So just a quick recap. This is Chelsea Luxe Yarns. This is her Chelsea Luxe DK. This orange speckled is pecan latte, and the brown, golden brown is sunflower. So very pleased with the way this is looking. I am a bit concerned that I'm not going to have enough yarn to finish off the bottom and the sleeve. So I'm going to work as quickly as possible this week to see. I really think I can do it. This is about a half of a skein. I haven't weighed it yet. So basically I just have to do about six rows of 1x1 ribbing on a US 6. The sweater is knit on a US 8. And then when I pick up for the sleeves, as you can see, I'm already poised to start knitting with the pecan latte, which I have a plenty of. So I will do 17 rounds of the pecan latte, and then I just need enough to do another 6 inches for each sleeve cuff, each sleeve hem. So we will see how that works out. And I will not show this to you again until it is complete. Hopefully I can get this finished this week. So the only other thing I've been working on is my Imagine When shawl by Joji Locatelli. And this shawl I am knitting as a part of her make along for 2024. The yarn that I'm using to knit my Imagine When shawl is by Magpie Fibers. It is their domestic fingering base, and the color is Tin Roof Rusted. That's pretty accurate. So beautiful. And I had one panel of this done the last time we chatted, and I have completed another section. So this is where it started, and this is where I am now. Absolutely loving this project. As you can see, and I don't know if I mentioned this the last time I showed it to you, but there are picots that you knit onto the shawl every 6 rows. No, not every 6 rows. Is it every 12 rows? But every certain amount of rows you do just a very simple picot. And I'm going to, when I block this, really try to emphasize those, because I think that's going to make the shawl stand out. I've been having a really hard time keeping my stitch count together. At the end of each section, she tells you what your stitch count should be. And I've looked and looked, and I really believe that I am doing the pattern correctly. But when I'm near to completing the section, I've been off like about between 8 and 10 stitches with each section. So I've just kind of had to make up those stitches. As you can see, there are large panels of garter stitch in here, so it's been pretty easy to do some really basic increases within those garter rows. So hopefully with the next 2 sections I will do better with making sure my stitch count is correct, and I'm hoping that in the end it all works out. But so far it's looking pretty okay. So again, this is the Imagine When by Joji Locatelli, and this is being knit on US 6 knitting needles, which is a 4.0 size. Okay, I got through those pretty quick. And so as usual, I'm just going to share with you a few things that I have acquired since the last time we chatted. Since the last time we have taught, I've been to 2 different fiber festivals. The Shenandoah Fiber Festival was a couple of weeks ago from today's, and to give you some reference for that, today is October the 6th. Yesterday, October 5th, was the Hagerstown Fiber Festival, both in the state of Maryland, and I went to both. So I have a few things from there and a few things that have come in the mail since we last talked. So this is going to be my next sock cast on. continuing in the autumn theme. This beautiful sock set from Chelsea Luxe Yarns, and this is on her Chelsea Luxe sock base, and the color is I Am an Autumn. Look how beautiful this is. Cannot wait to knit this up. It's so pretty. I could just look at it. I could just look at it all day. It's just so gorgeous. That little streak of aqua just makes my heart sing. And this brown looks so much like the sunflower that I'm knitting my sweater out of. Doesn't say what the color is, but it sure looks a lot like sunflower. So anyway, this will be my next sock cast on for the Falling Leaves sock knit along, as well as Socktober. Let's see. My installment of the Indigenous collection from Magpie Fibers, from Farmer's Daughter Fibers, came in the mail. And these are the two skeins I got this time around. And again, I still don't have any information on the inspiration behind these two colors, but interestingly enough, it says that this yarn is Brooklyn Tweed Loft, which is 275 yards and of a non-superwash Tarhi Columbia wool from Wyoming. And this colorway is Electric Powwow. And this red color is, okay, so maybe the red is Electric and maybe this color is Powwow. That's what I'm guessing. So I guess somehow they have teamed up with Brooklyn Tweed, and which is the inspiration behind these two colors. So these would be beautiful for color work, maybe a color work hat, some color work mittens. This color, however, is very similar to the last month's color, if you recall. So these are beautiful. I just have to figure out what to do with them. And I think if I knew what the inspiration was behind them, then that would help me out a bit. So I still have to keep digging for that information. So let's get to the stuff that I got from the Fiber Festival. So I'm going to show you the thing that I am really, really excited about. I was able to pick up 2 spindles from the Spanish Peacock. If you spin, and if you know about the Spanish Peacock, it is so difficult to get a spindle in a regular update. So I was able to go, and I wasn't able to go to the festival on Saturday. I could only go on Sunday. So they were pretty wiped out by the time I got there, but I was still able to pick up these two beautiful drop spindles. So this lighter color wood, is this the tag? Nope, that's not the tag. Somehow the tag has fallen off, so I cannot tell you what the wood is. I will have to look maybe on their website, or hopefully it fell out in the craft room, because I want to keep these the tags, because I would like to know what the wood is. But look how beautiful. And look at the workmanship on the inside. So even though this is a drop spindle, because it is a bottom whorl drop spindle, this can also be used as a supported spindle. And I'm really working on my skill with using a supported spindle. I used to be really, really good at it, and then I stopped, and I just completely lost it. So I'm looking forward to getting reacquainted with support spindling. And I can't think of a better way to do it than with the Spanish Peacock spindle. And then here is the other one. The tag is still on this one, and this is a cherry walnut. So I'm thinking that this is walnut, and this is cherry wood here. And this is just a traditional drop spindle. You see the hook is there. So very happy with both of these. Spanish Peacock, they did drop a few more spindles into their shop this week. This was maybe Friday, maybe Friday. And today is Sunday, so they may still have some there, but I'm not sure. You take a peek to see. So something else I picked up from the Shenandoah Fiber Festival was a show color from the Yarnsmith. They are a husband and wife duo, and I'm trying to think, they live in the Allegheny Mountains. Well, they say the hand dyed in the foothills of the Alleghenies. So I do believe they are in the state of Maryland, but I'm not sure exactly where. Anyway, their show color, I had to get it because the name of the show color is Best Day Ever. It's so pretty. And there it is. This is like a party in a skein. It's so pretty. So I ended up getting their DK weight, which is a 75-25 super wash merino nylon blend. So I was thinking this would be so beautiful to do color work in a hat. Maybe if the main color was like a cream or either a black or a really dark navy blue. So that is what I'm thinking for this. I also, of course, had to visit my good friends at the 29 Bridges booth, and I was really curious about a new base that they just got in, which is their Ponte DK. And the Ponte DK is 60% superwash merino, 20% yak, and 20% silk. And I got one skein of this in the color Harbor. So beautiful. This base is just so yummy. So this will also be a hat. I don't think there's enough contrast to do the two of these together, but I think this would just be a gorgeous hat. This would also be some beautiful mittens, some fingerless mitts. So I have to think about that, but I want to get this cast on sooner than later. So absolutely love that. Also picked up two mini skein sets from 29 Bridges. Continuing with the autumn theme, I picked up this one, and this is for my blankets. And also this one. So beautiful. So had a really, really good time at the festival, and same thing with yesterday at the Hagerstown Fiber Fest. It was I've never been to a yarn festival that was so tiny. There may have been maybe about 15, 20 vendors. You could easily go through and see everything within maybe an hour or so. But it was a small but mighty group. Lots of beautiful hand-dye yarn and other really, really interesting things. I won't show you everything I got. I will show it to you as the episodes continue on, and I will let you know that this is where I ended up getting it from. But Yarnsmith, where I got the color Best Day Ever from the Shenandoah Fiber Festival, was also at the Hagerstown Fiber Festival. And I ended up getting Best Day Ever again, but on the sock base. So this will be a pair of socks eventually. How beautiful. I couldn't resist. And the beautiful thing about it is that the show color was only 20 bucks. So I'm not sure if these are online or not, but I will link to her shop. I think she has an online shop. Let's see if it's on her website. Yes, the yarnsmithus.com. So I just love all the colors in here. So lovely. So yeah, I think that's it. I think that is all I have to share with you. This is like a record time video. Again, like I said, today is Sunday. It's Sunday, October 6th. And normally I like to record on Fridays, but I wasn't feeling that great this past Friday. And I just after work, I literally just passed out. I was just so tired. took a nice long nap, and so podcasting did not happen on Friday. But I'm really um, trying to stick to my schedule of podcasting at least every other week. And then in between the regular podcast, posting other videos. So this week, probably later on this week, will be doing a flip through of my daily journal for August and September because I didn't post um, my flip through for August. So I'll get that out at the end of this week, maybe early next week. I also will be doing a fall knitting plans video that will be coming out really soon. And I will also be doing an update on my blankets. I currently have 3 blankets that I'm actively working on. So I will give you an update on my blankets as well. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for putting up with my voice. I guess it's the change in the weather. Thank you for putting up with the lighting. Hopefully the sound was good today. And congratulations again to our winners for the Year of the Sweater Make Along. It's not too late to join. We would love to have you. Yeah, so again, that is it for today. Continue to find so much joy in your making, and I will see you again in the next episode. Bye bye.